Good morning, good morning, good morning. Me and my 3 mornings. I took my Christmas tree down, y'all, so y'all should be proud of me. Let's give God a round of applause. All right, so today on Cup of Joe, well, I want to mention something first. Okay, so you all, please remind me to do the YouTube page. You know what? I think I'm going to try to do it right after this today. Just go ahead and get it done. People keep asking for a YouTube page, but it's some amazing things going on in the spirit. I challenge everybody to, since everybody doing all these challenges, this is my challenge, Cup of Joe challenge. I challenge everybody to give somebody else a cup of Joe. Give somebody else a cup of Joe, whether it's your own personal or if you have nothing to say, just share my video and let it speak to them. Share it. You can share it via text. It's not about, for me, it's not about Instagram numbers or Facebook numbers. It's just about soul numbers and being able to help people out in a major way. All the rest of the stuff I'm not worried about. God's going to take care of it. He asked me to do it, so it's going to reach and teach to whoever he has already basically written it for their lives. But Cup of Joe, this is episode 22. 22 in the Bible is disorder. So today, God put in my spirit to entitle it "The Storms We Face," because I know so many people going through storms. Some of it has been for a while. Some of it is new. Just talking to a guy the other day, man, almost identical story to mine. I just let him talk, and then I'm like, it's the same thing. At Christmas, the same story I heard at a relative's house about another relative of mine. Same story. There is some heavy things that's going on in the spirit, and I encourage each and every one of you all, since you all like to do challenges in 2018, 2019, challenge yourself to get closer to God. How about that? All right, here we go. The storms we face. The storms that we face are not intended to make us weak. They are intended to make us stronger. I know some of y'all are like, Joe, you tripping, man. But seriously, let's take a look at it from a physical, everyday standpoint. When it rains outside, it tends to suck for the OCD diagnosed individuals that wash their cars every day, or the people that want to do outside activities, outside of Seattle, of course. But let's look at a few other things that require rain. Take our lovely outdoors, for example, since I was talking about that. The very things that we get to visualize every day and enjoy the beauty of, the different array of colors and smells and textures and just all this wonderfulness outside, you know, the grass, the flowers, the trees. Not to mention, it holds a great percentage of producing the oxygen that we breathe on a daily basis. The oxygen that I'm breathing right now, giving you this message. Anybody else out there thankful for oxygen? Hello, this guy is. I know I am. I could go real deep into all the benefits of the storm, or benefits of rain, and benefits of oxygen, and go all into all the stats and all this different stuff, but that's not why I'm here today. I'm here today to deliver a message. And the message is, we treat physical storms the same way that we treat our spiritual storms. We are unprepared, and when it happens, we tend to run for shelter because a lot of time it is too much for us to bear when it happens. We know that it can happen. We know that it will eventually happen, but we do nothing about it before it happens. We got to stop living on the post and start living on the pre. Some of y'all didn't catch that, so I'm going to repeat that. We got to stop living on the post and learn to live on the pre. We have to be prepared for storms that will arise in our lives, instead of waiting until after the storm and all the ruckus and it has torn through our houses and our businesses and our homes and our relationships and our marriages and our families and our churches. We got to stop waiting till the post and be pre or proactive. Do something beforehand, even if it's a little bit a day. I'm not asking people to go and preach and pray for hours. You'll get around to that point. It's almost like these New Year's resolutions that people set, and they say, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. I'm going to lose 60 pounds. And they join a gym and they get a membership. And the gyms love it because they know you're only going to come like 2 weeks most. Most of us will not form that habit and do the 21 days to create a habit, according to scientific studies and whatnot. But most of us won't do it. So they just bank on nobody showing up to the gym except for the people that that actually are serious about working out. So anyhow, what was I at? Oh, we are unprepared, and when it happens, we all run for shelter because a lot of times it is too much for us to bear. It is in our ability to be prepared, but not being prepared is where the problem lies. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I always wait until something happens to do something about an underlying issue that truly I knew deep down inside all the while? Preaching to the church. Preaching to the choir, I mean. We as humans have this saying that I'm pretty sure we've all said at some point in our lives. I know I have several times. And that quote is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, I'm here to tell y'all today that is the biggest load of garbage that we can confess. And we have to be careful with our words and selective. Seriously, just take a minute to think about that right now. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So you want to wait till it's broke to fix it. You want to wait until you're broken into pieces and your heart is shattered and you're in shambles and you can't function and you can't think straight. That's when you want to try to get help. That's when you want to try to do something about it. Really. We don't need to wait until things break in our lives to start the healing process. This is something that we can do and we can progress every single day, even if it's just a little bit at a time. Acts 14:17 reads, "Yet he has not left himself without testimony. He has shown kindness by giving you rain from heaven and crops in their seasons." You're going to have a rain season, but he ensures you a crop season. Now, I don't know if y'all celebrating about that, but I thank God for that. Like, seriously, you're going to have a rain season, but you're going to have a crop season. You're going to have a season of harvest. He provides you with plenty of food and fills your heart with joy in that harvest or that crop. Once he gives you that crop, he's going to provide you with all the food, all the nutrients, all the vitamins, all the substance that you need. And he's going to fill your heart with joy. God wants to fill our hearts with joy. That's why he allows us to go through storms in our lives. Not to hurt us, but to grow us. He wants us to get to that place that we would never get on our own. We tend to get comfortable and complacent, if you will, and we hardly ever stretch ourselves. Well, God wants to stretch us. God wants to stretch us. So the rain is a requirement of your growth. The rain is a requirement of your elevation. The rain is a requirement of your blessing. The rain is a requirement of your deliverance. So let him stretch you. Let him pull you. That's how you get to your future. That's how you get to the person that he created you to be, and not just who Joe wants Joe to be, or whoever wants, themselves to be. That's the ultimate goal, guys, is to get to where he wants you to be, who he created you to be. Did you create the earth? Did you create yourself? I don't trust myself. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I do not trust Joe alone. It's not until I put the Spirit of God first, and then he added Joe and the personality and the charisma and the characteristics that he placed inside of me to where it actually started to work in my favor, because Joe alone is a mess. It's an absolute mess. Ezra 10:13 says, but there are many people here. There are many people that watch Cup of Joe. Cup of Joe has gone to South Africa. It's going back to South Africa. I'm actually physically going to South Africa in March, going to Czech Republic in May. But it's traveling, it's getting around. The numbers may not be reflecting, but I tell you what, it doesn't matter to me about these numbers. It's reaching lives, like real lives outside of social media. And I thank God for that. But Ezra 10:13 says, there are many people here. And it is in the rainy season, so we cannot stand outside. Besides, this matter cannot be taken care of in a day or two, because we have sinned greatly in this thing. Don't expect, and it's not because he can't. You're not ready to receive that breakthrough. You're not ready to receive that elevation. God is willing and prepared and ready and more than capable to do anything at any given moment. But you're not ready to receive it. So if you've sinned greatly, don't expect to pray 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and then expect to have your blessing right there. You got to put in some work. Most of us are lazy. Most of us don't want to put in the work. Remember that the greater you sin and the further that you get away from his presence is the more that you may have to do work on the back end. Get ready to put on your hard hat. It ain't easy. So if your storm seems to be relentless, just know that it's part of the detachment from the old man to the new man and part of your healing process. You know, God told me this morning, he dropped in my spirit, I was praying. And he said, right now, for many people, they are in a season of rain. And I'm going to go ahead and switch it up to you. I want to talk to you all today. Whoever you are that's watching or that may watch, I want to talk to you directly. You are in a season of rain and you feel like there is no hope, and that maybe God just doesn't hear you or hear your prayers or hear your cries at night. Well, I'm here to tell you today to keep praying and to keep trusting that God is going to move on your behalf. The storms that we face today are just a setup for the sun we're going to see tomorrow. Thank you all for joining Cup of Joe. I encourage you all to never give up. There is no blessing in the give up. There's only blessing in the pressing in and the going through. I love each and every one of you all. Don't forget to hashtag Cup of Joe supporter. Just hashtag it. Put it in your regular hashtag regimen and share these videos. Somebody else that you know that may be hurting or need to hear this word. Bless them. Give it to them. It's a gift. It's a gift from God. It has nothing to do with me. But as always, like I said, I love each and every one of you all. Thank you all for joining in today. Cup of Joe supporter. Have a great day.